Billionaire Elon Musk is making headlines this week. Okay, so when is the guy not making headlines? He's everywhere. This man's titles alone. Guy who owns tons of companies, is putting us on literally different planets, building robots to serve us, tweeting those tweets we love to tweet. And of course the best part now, he's a great father. Well, we're not sure about that last one yet. But after some breaking news this week, it was rumored and is now confirmed through multiple sources that Elon Musk has welcomed 2 new children to his clan. Yay! Alright, congrats, man. But didn't he just have a baby with Grimes in December? Something's not adding up here. Well, he did both. Yeah, that's right. The billionaire CEO is now a dad of 9. That's a lot of Teslas on his 16th birthday if you ask me. Of course, Musk has had some practice being a father already, to Canadian author Justine Wilson having 5 children, a set of twins and a set of triplets, whom Musk has been divorced with since 2008. And of course, in the past couple years, Canadian goth punk singer Grimes announced that they had welcomed a new baby girl named Y. I love it. Her brother is X and she's Y. Very Musk and Grimes-ish, you know? Okay, so Grimes and Elon just had a baby, but it seems like the CEO has been a pretty busy man this year. Apparently, while Musk and Grimes welcomed their second child via surrogate in December, 'twas only a month after Musk and Zillis reported having twins. Uh-oh. So, what exactly happened? Well, Siobhan Zillis, director of operations of Neuralink, and Musk are apparently now together. Mrs. Zillis was a project director at Tesla from 2017 to 2019. She's also on the board of members at OpenAI, an artificial intelligence research organization which Musk was a founding chairman. In 2020, Zillis had to say this about Elon via Twitter. Quote, "No one's perfect, but I've never met anyone who goes through more personal pain to fight for an inspiring future for humanity, and has done so tirelessly for decades. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but mine is that there is no one I respect and adore more." Ah, okay. So they're like a couple. And apparently Grimes and him are now just only friends. I feel like I'm solving a case right now, like I'm a detective. Court documents published Wednesday revealed that the Tesla founder secretly welcomed twins back in November with one of his executives just weeks before he and his former partner Grimes had their baby girl. On Thursday, Musk spoke out about his decision to have more children in this classic Elon fashion with a cryptic yet comedic message. "Doing my best to help the underpopulation crisis. A collapsing birth rate is the biggest danger civilization faces by far." See, he's got a good sense of humor. But he's also right, we are doomed eventually. Twins Griffin and Xavier, and triplets Damien, Saxon, and Kai, whom Justine shares. Twins from Zillis, and now 2 children X and Y with Grimes. Okay, I feel like we're all caught up now. Also, that's a lot of DNA splits. No one finds that interesting? I think it's very fitting for a scientist to have twins and triplets. You know, science and stuff. So what exactly is next for the dad of 9? Well, Musk has confirmed that the Tesla bot is in production as we speak and will be releasing sometime next year. I don't know. I mean, I've seen the Terminator, a real life bicentennial man making you flapjacks in the morning. Good or bad, I can't wait.
Elon Musk's daughter demands a name change for this reason. Hi, I'm your host Bridget Shields, and let's get into today's story. One of Elon Musk's children reportedly wants nothing to do with him and has actually filed legal documents in order to change the famous last name. To be clear, she's changing her full name and legally declaring her gender identity. Elon Musk's daughter, whose former name was Xavier Alexander Musk, has chosen a name that best aligns with her gender identity and has decided on Vivian Jenna Wilson. But there's another reason too. Vivian is estranged from her tech billionaire father, and she's made it clear that she no longer wants a relationship with him, saying, quote, "I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form." The petition for a new birth certificate reflecting her new gender identity was filed with the Los Angeles County Superior Court in Santa Monica in April. Vivian, who recently turned 18, the age of consent in California, has asked the judge to change her gender recognition from male to female. But in terms of changing her last name, she has obviously decided to go with her mother's maiden name of Wilson, after Canadian author Justine Wilson, who was married to Elon from 2000 to 2008. There was no further explanation of the rift between Musk's daughter and her father. It could be the result of natural teenage rebellion or something a lot deeper. Let's not forget that Vivian is also the eldest child of Musk's 8 children, and there's no telling whether or not there will be more. But the fact that the tech billionaire forgot his own child's name and said that it sounded like a password is a pretty big indicator of what it's like to be a kid in a huge family. The Tesla CEO and SpaceX chief, who is currently attempting a $44 billion takeover of the social media platform Twitter, is bound to have divided attention when it comes to all his children. But does Musk support his daughter's decision? Well, interestingly enough, back in December of 2020, he weighed in on the issue of transgender people choosing their preferred pronouns, tweeting, quote, "I absolutely support trans, but all these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare." But then, in May of this year, about a month after the name and gender change document was filed, Musk declared his support for the Republican Party, whose elected representatives support a raft of legislation that would limit transgender rights in states across the country. So therein lies another reason why he and his daughter no longer see eye to eye. As we are all living in such a politically polarized era, it's obvious that being on different ends of the spectrum could put strain on a relationship. And for a lot of people, someone not recognizing your gender identity is grounds to cut ties with them, even if it's your own family. But up until this point, it's all speculation because Elon Musk has yet to make a public statement regarding his eldest daughter.
The world's richest man, Elon Musk, is currently at the center of a massive scandal. The billionaire Tesla and SpaceX owner is being accused of indecent conduct with a SpaceX flight attendant, and according to records, his company paid $250,000 to silence her. Let's get into the shocking details. Apparently, this all happened back in 2018 after Musk had multiple instances of inappropriate conduct with the flight attendant. The flight attendant must remain anonymous because of an NDA, but her friend shared more details on her behalf. The flight attendant worked as a member of the cabin crew on a contract basis for SpaceX's corporate jet fleet. She claimed that Musk exposed himself to her, rubbed her leg without consent, and even offered to buy her things if she would give him an erotic massage, according to interviews and documents obtained by Insider. The incident first happened in 2016, according to a declaration by the friend. The flight attendant confided in her friend that when she got the job, she was encouraged to become a licensed masseuse so that she could give Musk massages. It was during one such massage in a private cabin on Musk's Gulfstream that she told her friend that Musk propositioned her. Insider asked Musk for comment and he replied that there is, quote, "a lot more to this story," and added, quote, "If I were inclined to engage in harassment, this is unlikely to be the first time in my entire 30-year career that it comes to light," calling the story a politically motivated hit piece. For more specific details, the flight attendant claimed that Musk asked her to come to his room in 2016 for a, quote, "full body massage." When she got to the room, she saw that Musk was naked other than a sheet covering the lower half of his body. During this massage, he exposed himself and then offered to buy her a horse if she would, quote, "do more." This was the offer because the woman liked to ride horses. The flight attendant declined this offer and continued on with the normal massage. The friend said that the flight attendant told her about this misconduct while they were on a hike together shortly after the London trip. The friend described the attendant as distraught and visibly shaken, saying, quote, "she was really upset, she didn't know what to do." Shortly after she rejected his advances, her work with the company started to slow. The friend stated, quote, "she figured things could go back to normal and she would pretend like nothing happened. However, she started to feel as if she was receiving some sort of retaliation where her shifts were cut back. She was starting to feel really stressed. Eventually, she became sure she was blacklisted for rejecting him. Then in 2018, after becoming convinced she was fired for rejecting his advances, she contacted an employment lawyer to help her get justice. The case was settled quickly after a session with a mediator that Musk personally attended. The matter never reached a court of law or an arbitration proceeding. In November of 2018, Musk, SpaceX, and the flight attendant entered into a severance agreement granting the attendant a $250,000 payment in exchange for a promise not to sue over the claims. This agreement also included an NDA that would prevent her from discussing the severance and any other key details. Musk has vehemently denied these claims, and states this is all happening because he stated on Twitter that he would be voting Republican in the next election. The day before the article came out, Elon tweeted, quote, "In the past I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party, but they have become the party of division and hate, so I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now watch their dirty tricks campaign against me unfold." Supporters have come to Elon's defense, with one person tweeting, quote, "Where were these wild accusations against Elon Musk before he took a stand against the establishment?" Elon then replied back to that tweet, saying, quote, "Exactly, and for the record, those wild accusations are utterly untrue."
Elon Musk announced that he was going to be purchasing the social media app Twitter for a total of $44 billion. After this announcement, it didn't seem like anything else happened or even changed with the app. This is because Elon was actually trying to delay the deal, saying that Twitter was lying about the number of accounts on the app that were bots. They said it was around 5%, but Elon Elon believed that it was actually closer to half of the over 200 million accounts active on the app. While Twitter said that they were providing Musk with all the information that he requested, he argued that it was the opposite, saying that they would not provide him with accurate information and would not allow him to launch his own investigation into the bot accounts. Because of this, Elon seemed to want to back out of the deal, claiming the fake accounts as the reason, even though taking down bot accounts had been one of the reasons he expressed for wanting to purchase the app. Twitter was obviously not happy about this and announced that they would be suing him to get him to follow through with the deal at the full agreed upon price, and they were asking a judge to bring Elon to justice. They think that the reason he is backing out has nothing to do with the bot accounts, but is instead all about how the deal has affected him financially. After he signed the deal, they say that Elon's worth dropped by about $100 billion, obviously because Elon's shareholders weren't a huge fan of the acquisition deal. Tesla stocks dropped massively after it was announced due to people believing that he wouldn't have time to balance all the companies. As a result, there were massive layoffs in Tesla and its value tanked, which would obviously put a dent in Elon's net worth and income. Tesla wasn't the only one affected though. Twitter's own market value also slumped after the deal was made. So the bigwigs at Twitter were obviously desperate to get their $44 billion and tried to recover the company. Elon backing out now and not going through with the deal would leave a massive dent in the company's worth. They are not happy about Elon's excuse of the bot accounts being the reason for his backing out, saying that it is a model of hypocrisy. They are saying this because Elon apparently made it clear that defeating the bots was one of his main reasons for buying the app. When it comes down to it, they say that Elon Musk signed the dotted line and now he needs to pay up, the bots not being a valid excuse. It was announced on Tuesday that the Delaware court ruled in Twitter's favor, saying that there will be an expedited trial to take place in regards to Elon's purchasing of the app. It will apparently be a 5-day trial and will take place in October of this year. Twitter's lawyer had originally requested a trial to take place in September, saying it was within the timeline of similar cases in the past. He also said that a quick trial schedule would be incredibly important because of the ongoing harm Twitter has been dealing with since the deal was announced, likely referring to the market value of the app dropping. They alleged that Musk's attempts to delay the trial and purchasing of the app were an attempt to run out the clock, so that the agreements he made to finance the purchasing would expire and he would no longer be required to follow through. Musk's lawyer shot back, saying that the quick timeline was far too aggressive and didn't provide their team with enough time to look through all the data at Twitter, including their investigation into the bot accounts. They said that Twitter is continuing to shroud that number in secrecy, but Twitter's lawyer said that this number was not necessary in their agreement. Musk and his lawyers asked that the court set the trial to take place next year, saying that Twitter initiated a sudden request for warp speed after 2 months of foot dragging and obfuscation. The foot dragging and obfuscation probably in reference to the information that Musk's team believed was being withheld from them. So it looks like the trial will be taking place in October of this year unless Musk's team can somehow find a way to make the judge change their mind on the matter. We'll have to wait and see how the court proceedings move forward and what, if any, new information may come out surrounding the situation. So for now, that's all I have for you. Billionaire Elon Musk, of course, came from somewhere, so he has a dad named Elon Musk. The two are now estranged, and judging by the news that just came out, it seems to make sense. Errol was married to Elon's mother for a total of 9 years from 1970 to 1979, having 3 children together, but they then separated. After the split, he then became married to a woman named Heidi Bezaidenhout, and they were married for a total of 18 years, having 2 children together. When they first got married though, Heidi already had a daughter named Jaina, who was only 4 years old at the time, Errol becoming her stepfather and raising her from that age. Unfortunately though, it seems like Errol wanted to be more than just her stepfather once she grew up, and some pretty sketchy things were going on behind the scenes. The two were living together when it was revealed that Jaina was pregnant with Errol's child. She had the son that they named Elliot Rush, and he's now 5 years old. After the baby was born, she continued to live with Elon Musk for 18 more months, and it has been discovered that during this time she fell pregnant again, having another one of Errol's children in 2019 that was kept a secret. until now. Jaina is 41 years younger than Errol, being only 35 years old while he is 76. Apparently the child was not planned but happened as a result of them having a lot of affection for each other, but not being officially together. It may shock you to learn that Elon Musk lives in South Africa and not Sweet Home Alabama. Errol's other daughters seemed shocked by the revelation of their relationship, him saying in an interview, "To them it was their sister. They still feel a bit creepy about it because she's their sister, their half-sister." Yeah, Errol, I think they have every right to feel a bit creepy about it. They should feel a lot creepy about it. Errol seems to have at least a little bit of an understanding about the relationship being non-conventional, but doesn't mention anything to do with the fact that she's his stepdaughter, only taking issue with the age gap. He said, "She's 35 next birthday. She's getting on. So eventually, if I'm still around, she might wind up back with me." It's difficult. He also seems to not actually enjoy spending time with his kids. I mean, I would much rather have them here, but Jaina came and spent a few days here about 6 months ago, and the kids were starting to get on my nerves. Well, if you didn't want the kids running around, then maybe you should have been a bit more careful, but being careful doesn't really seem to be his strong suit, as there are currently 6 other women claiming that he is the father of their children. He calls them opportunists, but does say it's quite conceivable that one could be his, because back in the 80s he was going out with a different woman every night. He seems to be a big fan of getting around, as he said his philosophy is, "The only thing we are on Earth for is to reproduce," a sentiment that his son Elon Musk seems to share. This news came out just days after it was announced that Elon Musk reportedly fathered twins with one of his top employees last year. A top executive at his brain chip startup Neuralink named Siobhan Zillis reportedly had twins in 2021, and Elon Musk is allegedly the father. In April, the two of them filed a petition to change the name of the twins to have their father's last name, and have their mother's last name as part of their middle names. A month later, it was approved by a judge in Texas. Siobhan is 36 years old and is Director of Operations and Special Projects at Neuralink, starting at this company in 2017 when she was also named a Project Director for Artificial Intelligence for Tesla, where she also worked until 2019. The news of these twins brings Elon Musk's child count up to 9, having 2 children with Grimes and 5 with his ex-wife Justine Wilson. Grimes and Musk welcomed their second child only back in December via surrogate, saying that they were semi-separated. This means that Elon would have had these twins with Siobhan while he and Grimes were still together, or at least semi-together. It was also reported that Siobhan would allegedly be someone Musk might go to for financial support in the $44 billion Twitter deal, which he is apparently trying to back out of. So it looks like both Musk men have a lot going on in their lives that they need to figure out. Or maybe they won't figure it out and will just keep fulfilling their true purpose of reproducing.